Today's AskReddit post. Garbagemen if Reddit. What are your pet peeves about all of us? What can we do to make your job better? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. Don't park in no parking zones or right next to tight alleyway entrances exits. Please put dirty diapers in garbage bags instead of leaving them loose in the can. We can't always collect mattresses, long pipes, pallets, etc. Please understand that we don't make those decisions. Some are made by our bosses, others by the laws of physics. Put your fucking needles in a goddamn sharps disposal container. My neighbor loaded his garbage tote with extra sand left over from building his fire pit. When the garbage man came to get it, he could not move it. He yelled in anger, tied a rope on it, dragged with the truck to the middle of the alley and finally managed to get it in position for the truck mechanism to lift the tote and empty it into the truck. The man was almost paralyzed with anger when he saw the sand. Such a nice guy, too. Those guys are under incredible pressure to complete their routes quickly. Anything you can do to smooth their way is a kindness. My collector would have written a ticket and refused to collect that can. Edit. Typo. In Japan you will get the note of shame where anyone driving through the neighborhood can see that orange letter on your uncollected trash because you failed to follow simple recycling and/or trash separation. If you have 2 cans, space them at least 3 featuring apart. Damn, I didn't even think about this. I got you next week, fam. Imma, go out and spread those cheeks right now. Bust them cheeks, bro. It's what brothers do. Not a garbage man, but a maintenance worker who takes out a lot of garbage. Please stop putting liquids in the trash stores or gas stations or anywhere someone would have to physically pull out the trash bag. Would you throw away a 3-stroke 4 full extra large soda at your own house? They make the bags so heavy and it will all come out of the bottom and will get everywhere. Then we have to mop or clean with a hose every time. If you don't want your drink, empty the liquids in a sink, gutter, or in some soil, away from plants, and only throw the container away in the bin. My buddy was just telling me about this, but with piss bottles and cups from truckers at rest stops. Gross. I mean, TBH, I don't expect them to hold in piss for 16 hours straight. Based on a warning that could have been a fine I got while living with my mother-in-law lived with me. Use bags. Don't pour cat litter directly in the bin. Edit. It was her. She had the cat, but I got the warning because of her. I didn't do this shit. Goddamn, guys. I guess I wasn't clear. As a cat owner, I cringe at this. How could you scoop the litter directly into a bin? Always use a bag. When I moved into my council house, the previous tenants had left cat litter in a tray across the yard and the neighboring cats had soiled it and they had emptied cat litter into the recycling bin. The council didn't clean it up, so I had to get a trowel to get it from the garden, and while doing it some flicked up in my face when the trowel got caught on a root. Disgusting. I had to get a trowel to get it from the garden, and while doing it some flicked up in my face when the trowel got caught on a root. Disgusting. When I came in to open up one morning, there you were with your head half in the toilet. Your hair was in the toilet water. Disgusting. Mine asked me to move my cans from under the sweeping tree limb. I just did not even realize it was in the way. It was though. Moved my cans. Apologized. Thankful they take away my trash. How do they even know which houses to pick curbside trash from anyway? If I just put my store-bought trash can on the curb without signing up for daily pickup, how would the trashman even know I wasn't on the list? We have branded logos for the different devices available in our area. If you don't have their can, they don't pick up. The ones where I used to live had barcodes, and apparently the grabber arm had a weight sensor in it, so the landlord was charged by weight. Also, this was a place with 3 separate bins. I know in a lot of places they just grab all 3 bins in one go based on what I've read on Reddit, but in this neighborhood, they go through and grab all the blue bins. Then like 20-30 minutes later, another truck would grab the green one. Later still, they'd get the black one. Oh man, I'd love to get charged by weight. I'd probably save so much money even if kitty litter is the majority of my garbage. I only ever place my bins out like every third week or so, or after I've thrown away something like a meat container, because I just make like zero garbage. I've been out of the game for a few years, but I'll name two that really pissed me off. If you can afford to not use dollar store garbage bags, please do so. They tear super easy to and make a goddamn mess that either needed to clean up, and don't then fill the bloody things with heavy cat litter. Second, broken glass goes in a taped up box, not the garbage bag. No one likes getting stabbed by random glass hidden in a garage bag. I bought really cheap budget garbage bags. Outside very light loads of paper. Not worth it. Spending a few more bucks on those heavy duty flex bags have shown to be well worth it within my household. I'll never go back to anything else. Just about every garbage company has instructions on what can be recycled in their jurisdiction. Different places have different rules. It takes only a few minutes to seek this information out and save valuable human resources in fixing people's lazy mistakes. I worked for a parks department for a time, and I was the one to empty the garbage cans in all of the parks in the city. It's not very big. Putting things like whole vacuum cleaners, drug stashes, garbage bag full of household garbage, dead things, broken glass, bulk frozen things, and finished dairy based liquids aren't cool. Wait, people hide their stash and garbage at parks. Guess I've found my new hobby. More than one, actually. One was across the street from a halfway house. Had a receipt and was store bought and everything. Sounds like a recipe for disaster. A park across the street from a halfway house. I mean, it sounds good until you think about the people in there having a place to go and be somewhat secluded. Hard to get clean with those type of temptations in front of you. I get what you mean, but that's not really much of an option at this particular spot. It's basically a cliff, with the road being one boundary, a cliff going up being the left side, down on the right, and the whole thing is V-shaped that ends in a fenced walkway to the road on the other side. There's nothing down the cliff except storm drainage and is honestly pretty dangerous to go down. Every house on the street has a clear full view of the entire park the entire way down, unless you want to fall 80 feet down what's basically a straight drop. Damn. We must all have very different garbage services. Recycling, composting, pick up bags by hand. We just get a large green bin we can put out twice a week. If it's not inside of the bin, it doesn't go because they don't even get out of the truck. If you have extra, you haul it off yourself to the dump or transfer station. You don't recycle where you are. Recycling where I am costs extra and you have to specifically request it. And it isn't cheap. There used to be recycling bins at a church near my house. However, the bins frequently filled up, and when people discovered this, they'd often just dump their stuff all over the parking lot next to the bins. The church was responsible for cleaning this mess up apparently. After begging, pleading, warning people numerous times, nothing changed. So there are no longer recycling bins there. This pisses me off so much. When I was a garbage woman, I used to hate people who build as much as they can on top of the bin. The funny part is the company I worked for decided it was an OS problem. So we just put a sticker on the front of the bin and left it. OS? I think he meant OSH, Occupational Safety and Health. It is OS in Canada. Also in Australia, Occupational Health and Safety if it wasn't clear. Living in a high density city, one thing that annoys me to all ends, and probably also the garbage men, are the frequent apartment dumps. We have several large metal dumpsters in the back alley, and it seems like every month some arsehole moves out and tries to cram all their furnishings in the dumpsters. They pack all of the building's dumpsters full of their belongings, and anything that won't fit gets tossed on the ground or lent against one of the buildings. The garbage men hate this, and so do the tenants. They only grab one item off the ground per week. MN. Dumpster divers come through and grab some stuff, but it usually takes a long time for the junk to clear. While I'm not a garbage man, I've read not to put any sort of blade into your trash cans because they can cut their hands pretty easily. I probably throw away 8 to 10 knives a week on average. This is good to know. Are you a serial killer? Maybe they are just bad at throwing knives. What if they're aiming for the trash cans? Not a garbage man, but I was a janitor for a year. Please, for the love of all that is good in this world, don't puke in trash cans. It is literally better for the puke to be on the ground than for it to be in a trash can. It is the nastiest and horrible thing to deal with. Trying to get a bag out of a trash can when there is puke in it. Imagine if there's a hole in the bag, etc. There, I've said my piece. I'll make peace with it now. I unfortunately just recently got my first puke bag. But one of my most upvoted comments on here is a huge diatribe about not puking in bathroom sinks. I would argue that that is possibly the only place worse to vomit than in the trash. At my old job, every once in a while some dickbag would puke in the urinal. I did this the other week. In my defense, I was standing at the urinal and had just finished, thank God, peeing, when I quite suddenly got extremely sick. My last meal had been mac and cheese, so it definitely did not flush. I had to scoop it out with my hand. Fortunately, I work in EMS, so I had easy access to medical gloves. Also, one of the noodles got stuck in my nose, so that was extremely unpleasant. Stop telling us we missed your bin when you forgot and put it out late. We have cameras on the trucks now. We can see straight through your lies. Ugh. I once called my disposal company and asked why they didn't get my trash that morning, in a nice way. I thought I had done something wrong and they refused it. It took that poor man way too long to explain that no lady. Today is Tuesday. Your pickup day is Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. I felt horrible. Be selective. Don't put just any random thing in the trash. There are quite a few things that are either illegal to put in your trash or dangerous in some way. Dispose those items properly. Propane cylinders in particular. I worked in a landfill for a few weeks as a temp job right after college. The D7 dozer ran over one that was partially full, and while no one was injured, it blew out the back window of the bulldozer. That must have been a two pair of huggy eyes kinda moment. I wasn't driving. I was in a backhoe on the other side of the berm. But it kinda shut stuff down for a while to get it cleaned up. I don't remember if the operator took the rest of the day off or not. A supermarket plastic bag is not an acceptable garbage vessel on a street. Use real trash bags. My boyfriend has been a garbage man for over 10 years and the stuff he tells me is nuts. Everything in your can should be in a bag. Dog shit, cat litter, feminine hygiene products, cigarette butts and ashes, etc. Stop putting chemicals in the garbage. Every year my boyfriend and his co-workers get gassed and end up with chemical burns because people are too lazy to look up how to properly dispose of chemicals. Stop. It's so dangerous and only takes 5 minutes to look up the right way to get rid of it. For the love of God, please rinse out your can once in a while. Getting covered in hot garbage juice and maggots is disgusting and the smell is incredibly difficult to get rid of. You don't have to scrub your can out. Just hose out the inside at least once every summer. The guys and gals will be super thankful and more inclined to run your can up to your garage for you and more likely to take stuff they would normally have to tag and leave. They are people too. Treat them the way you would want to be treated. Their job sucks enough. Dirty, slimy, maggoty garbage cans gross me out. 2. I buy 96-gallon trash bags on Amazon and put a new liner in every week. They come in a box of 25, so I only have to buy 2 boxes a year. $40 total, and it sure beats cleaning out a filthy bin. Also, in the summer every time I throw a garbage bag into the lined bin, I give it a good spritz of bug killer. No more flies. No more maggots. You are a wonderful person. I didn't know about those liners, but now I will get some. Not a garbage man, but my cousin is. Don't hide a ducking boulder at the bottom of your can. Throw it in your neighbor's yard like the rest of us. Wah. Digging out something in your yard and realizing it's all ducking clay and the mound of soil you left got soaked in a rainstorm and baked in a heat wave and now a solid block. Get better smelling garbage. I don't know. I'm already pretty good at it, but I guess I'll keep practicing. I had to unfortunately explain to my garbage guys that animal control in my town charges you for getting rid of dead animals in your own yard. My roommates had 3 big dogs between them, so birds and squirrels were sometimes found, usually after garbage got picked up for the week. I had to keep apologizing because we couldn't afford the fee. They were really nice about it. As long as you double or triple bag it, we won't notice. By we I meant they. Not my dogs means I'm not paying for that. Obligatory nag. But please don't act so impatient when they're on their routes. It is already stressful and tiring without being the target of road rage. And let's not forget waste collection is a very dangerous job. Much more so than law enforcement or military service. Your garbage man is 3x more likely to die on the job than your local cop. Not to mention way less likely to kill you. Thank you for your service. Whoa, that's nuts. What makes it so dangerous? I had no idea. I remember when I was a teenager and we had something that wouldn't fit in the can, my mom would write for the garbage men on a paper bag, full or beer, and put it by the bins. They always picked up the extra for us. Yup, that's what you do. Or leave a cash tip, a soda, anything. We remember. Christmas presents of cash or gift cards are appreciated too. We've had the same garbage man in my neighborhood for years and that dude is a son. He's helped me with so many project cleanups. In my defense, I have helped toss my stuff into the truck many times because I feel bad for doing it to them. Take care of the people who take care of you. Break down your cardboard boxes PLS, thank you. I usually put out a large cardboard box filled with broken down cardboard boxes. Is that generally okay? If you leave milk out, it can go sour. Put it in the refrigerator, or failing that, a cool, wet sack, and put your garbage in a garbage can, people. I can't stress that enough. Don't just throw it out the window. While taking notes, garbage in garbage can. HMPH makes sense. Yeah, but what about trash? Can trash go in a garbage can? My father was a garbage man for a suburban area near Chicago. He always stressed safety over anything else. They regularly have safety checks and watch videos and seminars often, especially for driving above all else. They are masters at defensive driving. But accidents, collisions, happen. You should always be respectful of their space because they have your best interests in mind. So please understand these trucks weigh several tons in a compact area. If you cut them off in harsh weather, you may have just gave them a mini heart attack. A small shout out to all those sanitation workers. I respect you. As a child, I never understood those who demean what you do. I watched my father wake up at 3:30 AM almost every day and not return home until after 6 PM. The hundreds of pounds of unauthorized bulk he would toss to be nice. The injuries he got for doing it. The heat. The cold. The rain. The traffic. The holidays. Anyways, you guys are amazing. Try not to let addiction overcome you. You're heroes. Love you, Dad. Tip your garbage men on holidays. These days with the temp around 100 FW, my wife hears the trash truck coming. She'll grab a bottle of water and take it out to him. I've seen that porno. I mean, movie, documentary. Please leave us a snack sometimes. How? I feel like putting a snack on a trash can is a recipe for disaster. That's why you gotta just hold out your hands to us and we'll eat directly off of it. Kind of like a really dirty petting zoo. Best part is, this is how I was offered, and subsequently ate, a cupcake while working. Remember to hold your hand, out flat, people. You don't want them to bite your fingers off. They are more scared of you than you are of them. Preferred nomenclature is pickup artists. Garbologist. Sort your trash and recycling correctly, please. Please don't let your dogs do their business on the bags. Arsehole dog owner is probably letting their dog piss on somebody else's trash. So when you come across that, it's probably not the fault of the person whose trash you're picking up. In my city, dog walkers would delicately place their tiny green dog do bags on top of a garbage bag like some kind of little shit cherry on top of the trash sundae. We don't have time for that nonsense. If it falls off the bag to the sidewalk, that's where it stays. Literally just don't be an ass. You know not to put sand or concrete or tiles, anything like that, into your can. Like, if it's something you yourself struggle to pick up, move, don't ducking put it in your can for someone to lift that, plus every bit of your trash from the past week. I worked as a garbage man for a few years and I had to be put on workers comp for herniating 3 discs cause someone filled their can with sheetrock and tile and covered it with loose paper. Like, if you're going to do it, let me see it so I can prep myself to pick it up. You putting too much weight into your can has the chance to change someone's life drastically forever. I do know I could have prevented it by just not taking the can, but I had already lifted it into the air when I realized and it was too late. We didn't have hydraulic lift so I had to do it all by hand. 2-3k cans a day is rough when you pick them all up. Edit. Also for specifics, any pressurized air cans. That shit can and will explode and has a good chance of seriously hurting the people on the back of the truck. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.